Let's see what's going on. Hello. Sorry, I'm just moving things about a minute because I realised I was blocking the chat and I couldn't see what I was doing. Okay, that's not too bad. That picture is nice. It is a good one, that. That's just the first one we'll kick off with in about 10-15 minutes. I think we'll start at 6, like I said I was going to. Car spotter _R. It's a good photo, that. I like that. Sorry, I just sort my coffee out a minute. Right, I'm just trying to keep an eye on what's going on. Hello, Mr. Ben Media. I figured out what happened yesterday, and it's happened again tonight. So, when you commented on my post, it wouldn't let me save the photo. It was like there was a few people where it wasn't... I was going through my phone. There was a few people that I couldn't save the photos for. So I'm not sure if that's a your setting or my setting thing. But there's a good few people who just wouldn't let me save the photos for. So I think it might be is it a privacy thing? I'm not sure. But it wasn't just you. There was like, I say it was like 2 or 3 for every 50. I think that's why a few people got left like so like to the end, was because it just, obviously when I was going through on my phone, I couldn't save them. And that's why when I went on the laptop afterwards, it went through. But I think that was because you commented again and it wasn't like a save option. Let me have a look, because I can see if I've saved it. What's this? Oh, hang on. Right. What, Ben, what photo did you drop in? I've just got the previews open now on another thing. I want to say I have seen yours, and I might have done it again. Hi, Elliot. How are we? LaFerrari in the frame. Yes, I've seen that. I know that's in there. The frame in the frame, like a triangular frame, isn't it? Have you already done my F31? I haven't even started yet, mate. So we'll start at like 6. I think we'll actually start going through it, because obviously I told everyone 6, so I don't want to start before that. I've definitely seen that LaFerrari pic. I'm just trying to see if I've saved it or not. If not, I'll go on and save it now. I know I saw it because I saw it and I was like, ooh, it was spicy, that one. Right. Yeah, it's done it again where it wouldn't let me save it, but I'm going to try and find it again now. Which, okay, so I can see you've commented on it. Right, save image as. It's weird, yeah, let me save it on computer, but it won't let me save it on, when I do it on my phone. If I just give it a name that puts it first this time. Bear with, we're just doing some housekeeping. 1082, if I put it as 1081. I've dropped my photo, awesome, hopefully. Yeah, I was just saying, there's been a few technical issues where it wasn't letting me save a few people's pictures, but I think we've somewhat found a workaround to some extent. Right, hello everyone, how are we? I don't know what day it is. Is it Saturday? Saturday. How's everyone's Saturdays been? Okay, where's that gone? Hope it let you save mine. It should have. Yeah, there's just been a few where it's like, it's just not letting me do it, and it's been a bit of a pain, to be honest. Okay, right, bear with me. I might have to close that window up there in a second and reopen it just so I can get all the photos in. Before, a little spoiler of all the photos that are going to come up tonight. 1151. Okay. Probably mine. It's always my stuff. Mate, I know the feeling. No, I don't know what it is. To be honest, I'm not sure. That's what I was just speaking to Ben about now, is I'm not really sure what is causing it. I'm going to have to maybe try and come up with a different way to figure out how to download the pictures and stuff. I really appreciate Elliot for sending the gifts through as well. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. I only realised last night that was a thing. But no, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone who's been on these for the last couple of days. It's been great. Yeah, I think it's a privacy issue on TikTok somewhere. Right, bear with, I just need to remember. 154 all the way from 1082. So I put 1081. Did you manage to decide between the Rally Fabia or the Honda? I'm doing both, because both of them are class. So bear with, I'm doing both. I did see both of those and they were both really cool. Right, I'm just going to close this window down just to reopen it with everyone's photos in. So 0801 to 1154. Preview. Do you know how many photos you've been commented? A lot. But tonight we're going to do 73. That's how many we're going to do tonight. So it'll be a lot shorter than last night's. Last night's one obviously ended up being 3.5 hours. So hopefully this will be done. Hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't want to be too late tonight. But yeah, we'll get going in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to check through all the photos that have come through, make sure I'm not I don't know. Make sure I haven't saved anything weird or anything silly. Yeah, I would grab some coffee and some biscuits. You got 2 minutes. I've got my biscuits. I'm not even joking. I got my custard creams. Love a custard cream. Right. Okay. So DG Motorsport photos. Was that in here? Because I've just seen a Fabia rally photo, but that is like right at the end. But I know you've put 2 in, haven't you? But I tell you what, there is some really, really good ones in here tonight. Last night we had some bangers, but tonight there's quite a lot of bangers tonight. There's a few repeats from last night, so I'll be dead straight. If it's a repeat from last night, we'll probably skip it. Is it on the pinned video? So the pinned video that's out now, that's for the next live that we do on Wednesday. So I've taken all the photos off the last pinned video, so that's how we're going to do it basically, is there'll be a pinned video every like while I'm doing the live that will stay on pinned till the next live basically. When did you stop saving? I literally saved them about 20 minutes ago. I left it right as far as the last minute as I could this time around. What time is it? Okay, we'll get started in a couple of minutes. Okay, so when we get started, I'll put the scene up there. I don't want to spoil the surprise for anyone. I think last night I did put one of my photos up there, and I probably should have done the same tonight. But yeah, we'll get going in a couple of minutes. Give everyone a chance to get in. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone commenting on all these videos and listening to me ramble and actually kind of value the feedback I give them. It's been amazing. The support has been amazing over the last couple of weeks for this. Yeah, I think what I might do is I downloaded the last live, so last night's live, and I might post it on like YouTube or something if anyone wants to watch it through if they missed it. I would like to kind of gauge some interest in 2 things that I'm thinking of doing. So anyway, go follow Knockshots on Insta. Anyway, thinking of that, this is on topic now. So I'm thinking of either doing rating people's Instagrams. So like if you give me your username, I'll then go on the Instagram and just have a look and pick through some of my favorite photos and do it that way. Or I was thinking of possibly doing editing your photos live. So where you send me a photo that you want me to edit and I edit it. That's something possibly to do in the future. If anyone would be interested in that kind of thing, obviously let me know, say something, send me a message, whatever. Let me know, because obviously that, you know, I'd like to keep doing this. So if I can find other ways to keep doing it and keep things interesting at least, so you're not just sitting here watching me fly through things. But a few people have suggested the Insta thing. Basically you just send me your username. I go on your Instagram and I just look through your pictures and pick my favorite one. Or yeah, we can do, and we could do the live editing and stuff as well is another one. I'll try and like see either like edit them before the live and then go through and explain what I've done, or edit them live and like talk through my thinking. But yeah, both sound fun, both, yeah. Okay, I think that's fairly unanimous. What time is it? Where are we at? 40 seconds late. Right, let me just put a screen up above me with the photos on and we will go get cracking. That is incredibly close on somebody's photo right there. I think someone's going to recognize it because he's in this. Would you recommend Lightroom or Photoshop? Both. 100% both. That needs to go. Sorry if this is like looks a bit silly at the minute. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right. Because I know you were like very early to comment. Okay, let me just put this at the front so people don't keep asking me this time. Right, if everything's good and everyone's happy with the sound and the pictures and is that all looking good, we'll get going, to be honest with you. Cool, right. So, normally the person's name is there, but because I've saved this one differently, it's not there. So, this one I know, because he's in here and he's told me a million times and he waited all night last night. This one is from Ben Media, and this is a very, very good one. I love the frame in the frame thing. I really like frame in a frame. I think if you, let's have a look, I'm just having a look a bit more. I honestly do think, right, you know where that fencing is there? I think you could have got rid of that. I think, I know I'm not massive AI, but generative fill probably would have done a pretty good job on that if you wanted to be quick. And the only problem is that's in the way, but as I ranted and raved about last night, you know, it's the issue you're going to have is all these distractions and the people in the background. But again, I feel like this photo would have been worth kind of masking the car out there, getting rid of all of this. I think just get rid of all of it, and that would have been really, really good. Needs slightly lower ISO. Maybe, I'll be honest, this could just be TikTok ruining it. I think if you just drop some masks in this corner here, that you wouldn't have run into that issue. Very curious to hear your professional opinion. It always bugs me when people call me professional, because I'm actually an idiot. But I am a professional idiot. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so that's why we're doing this. It's just to make sure that people are getting honest opinions on stuff. But yeah, Ben, I think this is one of those photos that's going to be worth spending a bit more time on. I am a professional waffler, you're right. This will be worth spending more time on. I think taking a few minutes to get through this and mask the car out and just get rid of all the people in the background, I think you'd be on to a real winner with this. It's really good. Frame and frame is bang on. Color grading is bang on. I wouldn't really change any of the settings. I know some people are saying ISO, but I wouldn't have changed that. But overall, really good photo. The composition and everything's there. There's just a lot of distracting elements that I think could benefit from being sorted out. But other than that, it's really good. I don't have Lightroom Premium or nothing, so do my best with what I have. That's all you can do. Do the best with what you got. There's nothing more you can do than that. But you'd be really surprised how far you get on things, just even with non-premium stuff and, you know, stuff like that. You'd be really surprised how far you can get. I said ISO only because my style is low lighting. Yeah, have a look at longer exposures as well, you know, is an option there. Did I miss mine? No, I don't think so. We're literally on photo number 2, so I'm still in Lightroom, but I love hearing how you change, if anything, on photos. Yeah, I think that's where the live editing might be a good option for people to watch. Yeah, I think that'll be a good one to do it. Cheers, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I made sure this time. Yeah, that looks like an M3 Touring. This was from @carspotter_. I mean, this is nice. Again, it's very vertical. It's very like long that way. So I think a crop could have cropped that down to like 4x5, or I've done the mousing again. Cropped it down to 4x5 or yeah, 1x1, just made it a little bit less long. But in terms of composition, lighting, I like the edit on it as well. I think you, again, maybe could have popped a little bit more masking in just to draw a bit more attention to the car. And then obviously polarizer there's a lot of reflections there. So you're gonna lose, there's no color basically. It's just white. Good luck with the hunters. It's only about 70 this time, so we're on about half of last night's. Lightroom was 3-4 quid. You're on like the cracked ones or something, because well, yeah, no, it's not cheap anymore. You said next live is on Wednesday. Yeah, so have a look. I've pinned the video that explains it on my profile. So yeah, I think change the crop, a bit more masking involved just to draw a bit more attention to the car. And then in future, look into polarizer, like merging 2 polarization rotations in one image. So that way then you've got the front of the car, the polarizer's hitting the front of the car, and you can have it hit the side of the car. It's a matter of layering on Photoshop. So whether you're shooting on a phone or on a PC, you can do this with Photoshop, because I've done it in the past. But no, overall, yeah, good photo, good location, good colors. Just, yeah, bit more masking, maybe try and look at merging some CPL filters to bring the color back on that side of the car. Right, another one from Car Spotter. This is very purple, very purple. But I think in terms of composition, you've got a good bit of foreground there. I think the problem you've got is the front of the car there is cut off. So I know if you went over, you probably would have had this bit of foreground coming over the car, but this car is the subject. So I think you needed to move to the right a bit and then sort out whatever's going on with the purple lighting. I'm guessing that's in the building, in which case you need to kind of like really lean into it and make it like really purple. Whereas this almost looks like a desaturated purple. But no, I would have just moved to the right a little bit just to get that front corner in. And yeah, it's pretty good. Right, @F20KBR. I'll be honest, this one stood out to me. I quite like this one, to be honest. How many comments you got on your video? I don't know. This one I pulled out 70 odd photos. So yeah, whatever. I'm going to limit the next one to 50. So if you haven't gone and commented on it, go and do that like now. Like as soon as it hits 50, I'm going to save 50 photos, and then after that I'm going to stop. Otherwise, we're going to be here for hours. Because like last night we were here for 3.5 hours going through all the photos. You're late. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Right, thank you for coming. I do appreciate it. We're only on like 3 or 4 photos now. You missed Ben Media's photo coming like first. I couldn't believe it. We had to pull some strings, but we did it. Did you choose the best or any so you can critique good and bad? Any. I literally, so for the live we did last night, I saved everything. For the live we're doing tonight, saved everything. And then for the next live, I'm only going to save the first 50 just so it doesn't go on too much. I'm not picking anyone's out. I'm not being picky. If I feel like there's good lessons when I start kind of trying to reduce these down, if I feel like there's good lessons to be had in a certain photo, then maybe I'll pick it. But at the moment, I'm just grabbing everything. Do you go through all the photos in your comments? Yep, I'll go through all of them. I try to reply to every single one of them without TikTok shouting at me, but I do look through them all. I do like them all. I do reply to as many as I can. Right, so let's get back onto this one. This is a gorgeous photo. I think composition-wise, color-wise, masking-wise, everything. Even the reflection down there, like, you know, that's a nice clean reflection you've got. I wouldn't even say you needed a CPL on this side because you've got one on this side. The other thing is what's this? This green thing up here. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. And then, I mean, yeah, I'll be honest, I wouldn't change nothing in this. I feel like this is spot on. Composition spot on, lighting spot on, masking spot on, colors spot on. I think, yeah, just wherever this is up here. It's a little bit distracting, but other than that, this is really good. TikTok shouting at me. I mean, like, I did it earlier. I was commenting back to everyone and it said like stop commenting because it's like spam or something because I was doing like the handshaking emoji. So it kept saying, maybe it's a leaf. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. For me, like when I look at this, I'm somewhat drawn to it. So it almost takes away from the image, but yeah, it probably is just a leaf to be honest. But no, this is really good. Really, really good. I really like this. I wouldn't change anything personally. Like I said, maybe that up there, but spot on. Really, really good photo. Right. Do you also take into account the comments posted during the live stream? I don't. So for me, I like to kind of announce when we're doing the lives and then that's it. Then it's cut off. So what I'm trying to do is put another video out before the live starts. So that way then when people go, oh, where do I put these? I can direct them to the pinned video like I've done. There should be some texture. Yeah, because I'm having to film on my phone at the moment because I can't connect my camera to the laptop because of a MacBook update. So I can't check the comments as they come up. But hopefully we can get it all sorted out. I'd commented 3 of mine on your old video, but TikTok hid them. It did that with a few of them, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Maybe they're just that good is considering it, you know, naughty content. That's what you can say. Right, at Kinnan Spot, if I say this wrong, I'm sorry. At Kinnan Spots 1, I think as 53, sorry, I don't know your name, as they said right there, the whole car isn't in the frame, which is the first problem with this. Look, a couple of distracting bits there, bloke stood there, cars all in the background. I know that's a Cullinan, but I think, yeah, you needed to get the whole car in the frame here. The editing's a bit odd in terms of colouring, like there's a lot of green, but yeah, I think you just needed to get the whole car in the frame and this would have been a much better photo to both give some feedback on and overall would have been a better image. If our comment does got a like, does that mean you're going to be giving feedback on it? Should be. Basically what I was doing was I was liking through stuff and then it told me that TikTok said to stop liking them and all that. I've saved every comment, or every comment that it's let me save. So if anyone does want to keep adding comments, do it on the newest pinned video ready for next week. I appreciate all the gifts that are coming through, Elliot. Like, thank you so much for sending that. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, this is great. I get to critique cars and people thing. Do you answer your DMs on Instagram? Yeah, I answer every DM. I answer every comment. I do as much as I possibly can. Just drop one of the comments on the pinned video. Awesome. That'll be going up on Wednesday. That'll be on Wednesday's live. So if you drop in anything now, I won't be doing it tonight, but it'll be going up on Wednesday. But yeah, for this one, I would have just whole car in frame, got rid of these distracted bits, and then you'd have been onto a much better photo, and I could have given you a bit more feedback in terms of everything else. But no, it's a good photo, good spot, because obviously that spec is gorgeous, but yeah, just get the whole car in photo next time. At Gerwin. This is my old neighbour. I used to live next door to him. Right, I know this spot. Are those hidden photos still going to be in the live? Yeah, should be. As long as your privacy settings didn't stop me from saving them, they will be in this live. But Gerwin, right. Again, you're on another car. Nice to see you've got another car again since I last saw you. I know this spot outside the old town council library in Aberystwyth. What a spot. It's where I used to live, for those who didn't know. Yeah, no, it's a pretty good photo, to be fair, mate. Like, nice front 3/4, cool building in the background, cool lighting in the background. That weird brickwork this year leads right to the car. These lines kind of cross against it, but it almost works. Yeah, no, to be fair, mate, really good photo. I really like it. I know he's not watching this, but I'm going to send it to him because I know I've done a photo there. I got pulled over by the police here once in this spot during COVID. Abid has some nice spots. Yeah, it does. Aber, like, I miss Aber for its photo spots. But no, overall, really good photo. Really like this guy. Fair play, mate. Really, really good. Nice to... No one in this is going to get that, but he's going to get it because it looks like you've nicked... Have you nicked Conrad's alloys? Because they're off a Mark 7 Golf, aren't they? Was that in the Panda? Yeah. They pulled me over there and then I found them looking around the car then another couple of days during COVID. Long story. I'm not going to get into it now because no, my luck, they'll be watching this. Because they used to follow me on Instagram and everything. Right, at RUB Cars. He was in this last night, so I don't know if he's in it tonight. But I like this, really, really good. Nice to see the light hitting that from this angle here. And then you've got that little lip causing a nice little shadow over the AMG badge. Good colouring on the light there. I'm guessing this is from like a group shoot, but that car in the background, it's not really noticeable, but maybe edit it out perhaps. But again, that's being really critical there, like being overly critical. No, really good shot, good colouring, good angle, good light. I like how the lip has done that across the AMG badge there. I could got the angle on that really good. I love the Panda. The Panda was awesome. I love the Panda. It just, everything went wrong on it so quickly. it just, yeah, it all went down the pan so fast. At Davaloo09, yeah, good angle, good lighting, decent colour grade, really good detail on that Porsche badge. But typical Fiat, very much typical Fiat. Cost me an absolute fortune and then still died on me. But yeah, no, I like this one. You've got the Porsche badge slap bang on the rule of thirds kind of crossover point there, which is, if you don't know what the rule of thirds is, look it up. It's very simple. I'm not just saying that and then you're going to go on it and it's not simple. It is genuinely like, it's just like having two lines basically, and you're meant to just get it on a corner. Put the badge in the center. I don't know, I like where it is, to be honest with you. I think, like I said, when it comes to like rule of thirds, this is landed on it perfectly. So, or maybe just slightly off. So it does work for me. Maybe not for everyone, but it does work for me. Yeah, the rain on the car as well, lovely. Really, really good photo. Really like it. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe a bit of masking, but again, that's just a stylized choice. But no, really good photo. Really like that. Nice and simple, nice and sharp as well. I say that as someone who's always had a late 90s, early 90s Fords, which either break or rot away. Yeah, fix or repair daily. I remember those. Not gonna lie, I was lucky with this as well as on a whim. I went to a car park. It was on my phone, edited through inbuilt software. Fair play. That's even more impressive. Like, that's actually really impressive to do that. No, fair play, mate. This is really, really good. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Oh, another one from Dave Alou. This is, I know it's not a car, and I said I would do non-cars. This is lovely. Do you know, nothing. I wouldn't change a single thing on that. I've got nothing to say. I wouldn't have changed anything. That's absolutely spot on. Perfectly level, good foreground, good background, good lighting, good colouring, everything. I wouldn't change that. To be honest with you, nothing. I know it's not a car photo, but yeah, banging. And I think everyone else agrees. Should be proud of that. Back again with the Porsche. Right, I'm going to be mean. We're going to skip through because obviously I've got a few to get through. But those two you've done are spot on. Really, really good. Really good. At F23AO. I think they did comment on this earlier, didn't they? Are you still here? But yeah, as I was saying on the panning shots yesterday, on yesterday's live. Yeah, as I was saying on the panning shots on yesterday's live, it is incredibly hard to get subject like that in focus and get that blurring background. You've got the shutter speed spot on there and you followed that target really, really well. You know, you've got basically the see-through rims and the tires spinning, and yeah, maybe I've noticed this with a lot of the Goodwood things, or Goodwood in general. The hay bales at the bottom seem to catch the light in a certain way that the lighting is there's a bit more light down in the bottom corner or bottom third of the image. This isn't just you. This seems to happen on everyone at Goodwood. So I would have masked this a little bit, only a bit, just to draw a bit more attention to the bike. But overall, really, really good photo. Really, really good photo. At RUB, you were in here yesterday. Is he here tonight? Again, really good photo, nice and center, slap bang in the middle. I want to say there's a mask on the car that's adding some contrast to it. I think the rest of the scene needs a little bit more of a boost in terms of contrast, just so the car sits in it a bit more naturally. So like, to me now, that like, it almost looks like it's been superimposed because of how much more contrasted the car is versus the rest of the image. I don't know if that's just me. But I think, yeah, maybe go in a bit closer as well. Would have been just a little bit. Keep the foreground in. I think you probably could have got away with cropping like here and coming in here, like if you just got a bit closer. But other than that, this is really good. I really like it. Nice leading lines, good use of foreground. Nothing too distracting in the background. I know the building's there, but that's obviously part of the scenery. Good amount of sky in there as well. You've still kept the colour in the blue sky up here. So maybe you could have brought that in a bit more. But no, that really, really good photo. Oh, he's just in time. It's gone now. I'm joking. But yeah, it's generally really, really good. I think, yeah, just the rest of the scene needs a bit more contrast to match the car is the main thing here. And yeah, good use of foreground, good colours, good everything else. Just need a bit more contrast on everything else to make the car sit in the scene a bit nicer. Do you do non-car photos as well? Yeah, we just had some really nice photos come through of like a frosty grass morning. It was a lovely photo, really good photo. At Robbie Hennessy, right. This is Caffeine Machine. Is this Caffeine Machine? I don't know. Looks like their kind of car park. Yeah, really good photo. Nice standard, dead straight on shot. I think the car is just off center, tiny, like a tiny bit. So maybe have a look at just pushing the car over to the right a tiny bit. And then I would have perhaps tried to get rid of these little bits here. But that's it, really. I don't like a bit of masking down the bottom. I really like kind of having linear gradients up and down, to be honest with you. Just to draw a bit more attention to what is the focus of the frame. But yeah, I think just crop this over a little bit just to bring the car slap bang in the center. And other than that, this is, yeah, really good. I see how you added the text. Yes. Yeah. I listened. Right. And I was fed up of answering it. And I put another TikTok out earlier right before this as well. So yeah, right before this. So that way I can just direct people to it. You know, my three, the two in the gospel. Porsche was the last one. Yeah, I did like that one. It's more just, I don't want to be doing like 2 or 3 for everyone because there's a lot of people, like a lot of people have commented. So yeah, I'm going to, if there's repeat ones, I'm going to have to kind of scooch over them, to be honest. I'm not trying to be mean. I do appreciate all the comments, but I just need to, obviously last night's one went on for way too long. So I need to police it a little bit. Did you do my GTR picture? Not yet. I don't know where you've landed in amongst this, but I know I've seen it. I have seen it. If it was the blue Pagani, then yes. Basically, you just need to come out and get the whole car in focus. I know it's tricky being in a car spotter situation where the car's pulling out the hotel, but you just need to come out. Did you do my plane? I've got the plane. Right, so let's get on to this. At Jamie Scott 677. I've definitely got the Landy one. 100% got that. Right. This is what I was at. See, this to me, this is obviously an Irish car on an Irish plate. This is what like Irish car scene is. But yeah, no, good angle. Like I was saying last night, if you're gonna lean into the whole kind of Dutch angle thing, go for it. And you've absolutely gone for it there, and I love it. To be fair, I would normally say like get rid of those, but they kind of almost look right because you've got the baskets there. Like it kind of looks right to have the boys, I think, is it? Yeah, again, like I always say, a little bit of masking just up and down here, but even on the sky, you've still got all the color in. Maybe a CPL would have helped you here, but I think it kind of looks like you got one on the back. But yeah, no, other than that, solid photo. Should be proud of that. That's really good. I really like that. Good angle. Yeah. Nice and clean ground, clean background. There's a couple of bits, but nothing major. But yeah, no, it's really good. Matthias, right, we did this one last night, so I'm sorry, Matthias. We're gonna skip over it. Right, you've just commented. Sorry, I'm pointing. It's rude to point, but I'm going to do the politician's point. You've just commented. Right. Just commented some pics on the pinned post. Am I too late for this live? Yes. So the pinned post that's up right now, that will be for Wednesday's live. So I'm just trying to, basically, so for every live I do, there's already another one teed up, if that makes sense. So that way then, because of the main question we got last night on this was, how do I enter? I can't see them as they happen, so I'm kind of like trying to just get ahead a little bit. Right, Emma English, Emma Louise Photography, you're in this? Yes, you are. So, really, really good photo, good composition, good use of foreground, good lighting. The only thing I'd say is, if I'm wrong, correct me, because you're in here and you can correct me now, because some people will obviously just wait for me to post this, but did you use a mask on the car to bring the brightness of the car up a little bit? Because if you have, I would add a bit of contrast to it and maybe tip the temperature over to the yellow side a tiny bit. Because now when I'm looking at this, it's very clear there's a mask on it, mainly because the lack of contrast. So when you bring the exposure up, it usually loses a bit of contrast, and it's gone a bit more blue than the rest of the scene. So I would add a bit of contrast just to make it still brighter, but just fit in a bit better and like get rid of that lifted blacks look that it has. And I would have tipped the color over to the warmer side of things just to make it fit in a bit better. But other than that, this is genuinely really, really good. Car slap bang in the center, front wheel turn like I was preaching about last night, showing the wheel, not the tire, and good lighting, good composition. You could argue maybe this is in the way a little bit, but again, I think that's being overly fussy. But no, this is a genuinely really good photo, absolutely spot on. Just sort the mask out on the car a little bit. That's it. A good kind of way to look and see if the mask is doing anything it shouldn't be doing is to look at the color. If you've got white somewhere, look at the color. So to me, on my screen at least, that's a little bit blue across there. But yeah, that's about really. No, I like the stuff the way. Yeah, I think it's just, yeah, it's a choice. I like I said, I'm being overly critical there. Like if I'm trying to pick something out, but again, if that's like, you know, I mean, it's not the be all end all. But yeah, I think just sort the mask out a little bit because it's a bit too obvious. That's all. Right, let's jump on to the next one. Have you got my photo? Yellow Mark V Supra. I think so, possibly. That's awesome. Thank you. No problem at all. Right, at Andrew LFA. Now, car aside, as amazing as the car is aside, the car looks blue. I don't know if that's just me, but like all across here has gone quite blue. And I know these LFAs have like a pearlescent. Yeah, this is a good plate. Isn't that like Wham? Is it Wham Barn? Is it? I think that's that one. Hell of a plate. To me, the car is going blue across there, and I don't know if that's just the paint on the car, and the windscreen is quite blue. So I would have maybe tried to just correct that a little bit. But other than that, like the car's a little bit cut off there. Again, that's just being quite mean. Yeah, I think just correct the color grading on that and you'd have been on to a good one. I think a bit of masking, like I always say, and yeah, that's about it really. I think that's genuinely quite a good shot. But yeah, like yeah, a little tight. It's just a little, yeah, it just needs a bit more breathing room. I think that'll be good. Color grading needs sorting out, and yeah, a bit more breathing room. Do you got any AMG Black Series? I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. Right, at JS Photography. You're in this, aren't you? I think I've seen your name. At JS Photography 045. Do you post the reviews as well? I'm chipping away through them. So, like I was saying, last night's one was 3.5 hours and we did like 150 photos. So I've got 150 to go through. So I am chipping away at them. I'll probably do like 10 a day because obviously I need to work and do my job. So yeah. All right. JS Photography 045. Now, good shot, good composition, good lighting, good edit. I know previously I was saying this is a bit tall, but this kind of works in this situation. Now, I will always like go back to this where it's important to note what the reasoning for the shoot is in the first place. So you've got like the haulage company there. Now, that yellow obviously complements the guy's jumper, but I'm going to get into that in a sec. But should they be like the sponsor for this event where this is happening, that's perfectly fine to keep that in. If they're not, then I probably would have got rid of it. But again, that's just a context thing, so I'm not gonna rip into too much on that. I would have maybe waited until these guys had gone out of the way, perhaps. But then that also again captures a bit of the atmosphere that went on there. So this is very much, it's a very good photo, good use of masking, good color grading, good composition. I feel like the context would needed to have known the context to be able to give any more than that. Because like I said, if this was an event where the people wanted you to capture the people, capture the sponsors and things like that, this would be perfect. But if not, then yeah, I would have waited for these two guys to get out of the way or come back in a couple of minutes when they'd gone and edited that out. But other than that, lovely shot. Am I right? That's a Sierra Cosworth. Really cool car, cool, good use of masking, good colors, everything else. Oh, we're on the planes now. Right. What's going on? Do you post the reviews? Right, if I'm going to smile, I need to go. Oh, no worries, mate. People in the shot when done right is great. Definitely strong factor in the car. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Like I said, I think that one was needed to have known the context. But other than that, it was pretty good. Right. At Sam H 1992, Cymru aerial from above. Right. Now, I'm not an aviation photographer. I'd love to be, but I'm not. So I think I'm going to try and look at this from like a theoretical photography point of view and from some knowledge. Obviously now you've got the positioning of the clouds here and where that plane is coming in is spot on, because obviously that plane is, if it's not meant to be blue, I would have fixed that. But it looks like it's meant to be like a navy blue grey. So yeah, placing that where the clouds are in the image and catching that right there was a really good decision. That was spot on, because if it was a clear sky, I feel like that would have, not, it wouldn't have like blended in with the blue sky, but it wouldn't have stood out so much as this. But overall, this is genuinely a really good photo. I think just, I don't know what color this is meant to be. So I don't know whether it's meant to be like a navy grey or if it was grey. If it was grey, I would have corrected the color. But other than that, really good. Really, really good. Like I said, I'm no aviation photography thing, but it is cool. Right. Underscore O Danny. Cool, right. Let's have a look. Good colors. Composition's good as well. Nice and center, front 3/4 shot. I know the MX-5s are very low cars, but I would have probably crouched down a little bit for this just to get a bit lower. But again, that's being critical. This is still a very good angle. I would have straightened it out a bit. To me, that feels like it's tipping back that way a little bit. So I would have just rotated it a tiny, tiny bit. But other than that, this is really, really good. You know, good background. Like you just said, good background. Good mask coming in there from the lighting. Good use of your polarizer. Everything. This is really, really nice. I think it's just tipped back a little bit too much. But no, other than that, really good. Really like that. It's a cool car as well. That shape MX-5 is kind of growing on me, to be honest with you. I've just commented, could you do mine? If you've just commented, it won't be done tonight. There's a pinned video on my profile. That will be for Wednesday's live. So I'm trying to get all the pictures in beforehand. Gerwin again. Normally I wouldn't do you twice, but I'm going to because you're my old neighbour. And this is incredibly cool. Wow, that's quite cool. Obviously it's a Porsche of some description, but like I was saying last night, I am not good with Porsche. From a photo perspective, it's very distracting having everything in the background and stuff. But yeah, if you got rid of all of them and maybe it got a little bit lower perhaps, but again, it's being critical, and just sorted out some masking situation here, that'd have been really cool. But that is a really cool car. I'm guessing they were heading to Sweet Lamb because that looks like almost like a Dakar spec, doesn't it? Or was that just me? 911 Carrera 2. I'm glad someone knows. Ooh, no. That is, I like that a lot. So at VYCRZ underscore Bech. But this, oh, there we are, you're in here. Right, I have a question because that's going to determine where I go with this. That sky, is that real or was that photoshopped in? Because the quality on TikTok comments, to me, that's looking Photoshop. I don't know whether or not that's half and half. Okay. I'll give you a little. I'll give you some credit there. So the only thing I would have done with this, and if you see, obviously a lot of my work is light painting orientated. I would have 100% brought in some extra light or like some sort of light wand or just an extra bit of lighting on the long exposure just to light the car up. So, because obviously like around here on the back wheel and stuff, you just lose all the detail. So it'd have been good to see the car lit up a bit better. But other than that, this is good. I love this one. This is really, really good. I think, yeah, you just needed to have lit the car up a little bit better through whatever means. But location-wise, composition-wise, clearly a very, very good photo. Good little bit of color grading going on in there as well. Yeah, I think just the car just needs to be lit up a bit more just to make it a bit more punchier and just to give it a bit more oomph. But no, I like what you've done with that. Really, really good. Really good. Okay. Have we done one where it was a green F1 car? I don't think so. Yes, understandable. Yeah. I am going to try and post some more videos about light painting and stuff and how to do it. But I think, yeah, just the car just needed to be brought up a little bit. But yeah, what a plate. Yeah, this is one hell of a plate. Right. Have you figured out why I keep skipping forward randomly? Because I can't use a mouse. I need to... Basically, the Magic Mouses have got like a touch thing on them where you can skip side to side on them. And basically, whenever I'm clicking, I'm just being an idiot, to be honest. That's the best way I can put it. I'm just being a tit. Right. So this one, good composition. I don't think the editing is. I don't think there's much of a color grade on it, but it looks good. Like it doesn't need much. So I'm not like being critical there. And maybe a polarizer would have come in handy across the front, just to get rid of all of these reflections here. And then, like I always say, it's just down to some distractions then. So just this sign, the wet floor sign there, maybe the drain, and if you could have got rid of this car, and then again, like for me, I would have just brought a little bit of masking in, maybe down the bottom, but you probably didn't need to really. That's just me. But yeah, I would have just got rid of I would have just brought in a circular polarizer just to clean up the reflections on the front and just go rid of some distractions, and that generally would have been spot on. It is good. It is very good. I think just need to get rid of some distractions. Right, where do I drop the photos? So I'm going to be doing another one on another live on Wednesday. Pinned video. There we go. Pinned video, and I'll do it on the next live. Right, at EDWM06. Wow. First things first, color grading is really good. I like the use of bringing in the daffodils to match the yellow on the Supra. I really like that. The biggest thing that is standing out to me above absolutely everything is this pole. Now, I know there's not really a lot you can do about that in that situation, but yeah, I feel like it's one of those where it would have been worth a go to try and get rid of this, whether it's through generative fill, Photoshop, like just trying to go through it, like perhaps like taking this wheel and bringing it here and just filling in the gaps, or even going as far as just pulling another photo off the internet just to fill bits in. But that pole has to go. Like, that is just, I know it's unfortunate because a lot of the dealerships do this. They put the cool flagship cars right at the front, right by the poles. But from a photography perspective, that's just the most annoying thing, but that's it. That's all I can say. Wasn't really the best angle. Yeah, no, I do appreciate that. It's not, that situation you're in right there is not an easy situation. But I can definitely see the thinking, using the daffodils there to kind of make the yellow pop and stuff. And maybe I would have edited that pole out. But that's about it, really. I do feel for you because that's all you can do in that situation. You're in the first 50. On the next one, I've got 70 odd tonight. And then on the next one, and going forward, it's probably going to just be the first 50. So if you haven't already commented on that video, go comment on it now. ASAP. Right, next. Harvey. Right. I like what you're doing with the black and white. Like I said previously, if you're going to lean in on the angle thing, go for it. Like, just go for it. I think the other thing I would have done personally when taking this is I would have stood almost, I would have brought the camera back so you're looking dead straight on at the car, and then I would have walked in front of it with the lights on so that the lights create like a silhouette around you. I feel like that's probably what you were going for there anyway, but I think in terms of execution, this is still good. Again, like I was saying last night, some photos have got so much potential that it probably seems like I'm being really, really critical, when in reality I'm like, just could have got that extra bit. But no, overall this is really, really good. I think the black and white suits it, wanted by the DVLA. I mean, yeah, maybe get rid of some of these poles over here perhaps, but that's about it really on this car. But yeah, if you're going to do the angle thing, send it with the angle. Like, don't just do a little bit. So either straighten this out or just go for it. I think is going to be the best option there. But no, overall, pretty good. What do you do with my black 7.6 LT? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't suppose you could look at any of my Insta to transfer them to my iPad. We were just talking about this before this kicked off. If people want me to start looking through Instagram, so if people drop their Instagram names, and then maybe next week or the week after, I'll look at your Instagrams live and just pick out some of my favorite photos. That could be an option down the line, something we could do. But yeah, right. At Purple Sector 0. Now, slightly off center, but now I would have gone, this is clearly a very moody scene because it's obviously chucking down. I would have really leaned in heavy on like a moody edit, to be honest. Because I feel like the rain, the black Audi in that situation in a wet car park, I would have leaned very heavy on the moody edit with that. Again, that's a stylized choice, that's a personal preference. But yeah, I'd get the car center. You've got it slap bang in the center of the frame. That Land Rover peeking out there is a bit annoying, and the yellow sign. But again, other than that, there's not a ton you can do. But yeah, just get it centered, and I would have a look at going in on like a moody edit. I think is going to be the right thing to do with that. Yeah, but anyway, I think so. Right. At Ben Widdowson. Right. In the day and age of generative fill with Lightroom, and on a lot of smartphones now, I would have just generative filled that plate. I wouldn't have done the censored blur. I would have just removed the plate overall. But again, that's more down to like what's available to you. So if you don't have that software to do any of that, or your phone doesn't do it, then That's fine. You've done what you can do with that. In terms of composition, you just need to have the car a little bit lower in the frame, so it's in the center as opposed to up here. For me personally, cars don't suit being in the top third of the frame unless it's artistic sort of cinematography choice. So I'd have brought that to the center of the frame. Angle is bang on. Having that front wheel turned is, like I was saying yesterday, that's exactly how it should be. Wheel showing, not tire showing. Nice reflections. CPL, maybe, I don't know if he'd have done much in this situation, but a CPL on that front corner would have been cool. And a bit of masking. It's not really like a littered car park either, which is nice. But yeah, no, overall really good. Just get the car in the center of the frame. I think that's the best you could, like, that's the best that can be. It's a good situation, good lighting, good everything. Right, where are we at? At Shot by Wraith. Right. Now, good angle. Sorry if I seemed a bit harsh, Ben, but yeah. Right, good angle, good lighting, good composition. I think, to me, looking at that, the white on that Porsche is a bit too much. It feels like the whole thing has been oversaturated, because even like the yellowy orange in the ground is coming through. So I think it's been a little bit you've added a bit too much saturation and a bit too much vibrance to that. So I'd have drawn that back a little bit, and yeah, like everyone's saying in the comments, I would have just zoomed in a bit. I think if you zoomed in and kind of came in on this bit here, pardon me, if you came in on this bit, you would have cut out all of this around here. But yeah, I feel like it's a bit too punchy and a bit too wide out. But other than that, good, really good. Ooh, okay, he's done another one. We'll give him 2 max. If he's done any more, we'll have to skip through him, sorry. Good use of masking, good lighting, good sky, good use of bringing the colours in. I mean, to be fair, this is actually pretty bang on. The more I look at it, the better it gets, actually. You're losing some detail in the wheels down here, but not much. That's been really critical. And the reflection there is a little bit distracting, like that yellow bit there. But other than that, this is genuinely really, really cool. Really good. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Straight, you know, front 3/4 wheel turn, showing the right side of the wheel. Nice simple background, good use of masking. Yeah, really, really good. I think just maybe try to bring up some detail in the wheel there. Okay, we've done a few. Oh, I remember you from last night. Right. Ooh. At Callum38901. When you get to my photos, just know that they're raw. And no, they're not dull. Okay, we'll be the judge of that. Now we'll have a look. Right. Really cool car, this. Yeah. Sorry, I like the M2s and I like that front lip on it and the wheels and everything. It's a good combo. Right. Same thing I say with all the car spotting style photos. If you're going to photograph the car, like just on a street, you've got to be careful about distractions, signs, people's, CCTV cameras. So to me, all of these poles are just too distracting. And yeah, I mean, front 3/4, you can't, like I said, you can't go wrong with a front 3/4 shot. So in terms of composition and angle and lighting and everything, you've got that really down. You just need to get rid of these signs and just these distracting bits. Not the biggest fan of the G Series. Do you know, at first, I wasn't a fan of the G Series M2. And then the more I look at them, the more I'm like, oh, okay. And I've driven 2 of them now. And it's weird. Like, I can never gel with them. I get in them and I'm driving around and I'm like, I'll be honest, the second one I had was violent, that one was. Even with the traction control on, he was trying to kill me. Like, I wasn't driving like an idiot. Yeah, the G Series at first was like, you know, yeah, I think the most G Series we hate, but slowly. Yeah, they're growing on me. Like, it's one of them, they're growing on me. Obviously, the front grille and everything everyone kicked off about, but it's growing on me. Right, Mr. Ayrton Senna. Now, regardless of, I don't know, I quite like this. Don't downplay it, this is good. Now, I'm gonna, like someone's just said, is this Forza? Is this a game? I'm not gonna judge it. Like, if it is, I'm not judging if it's a game or not. The only thing that bugs me, and I know you probably can't control this, is that the sun is not is in the center as well. But in terms of like a cinematic silhouette style image, this is spot on. Like, you've taken the picture from the shadow side, which is a cinematography thing. You've got a lovely silhouette around there as well. Obviously, sea in the background. Car slap bang in the middle, boats in the middle, just the sun's slightly off, which is annoying, but I'm guessing you can't do anything about that in Forza. No, be proud of this, mate. I think it would have been cool to see the lights on, just to bring in a little bit of detail on the fronts, perhaps. I don't know, but yeah, I've done it again. As everyone is saying in the comments, this is good. Like, this is really, really good. You should be really proud of that. yeah, like I said, you've taken it from the shadow side, which is a very cinematic choice, and the lighting is good, the composition's good, the whole scene is good. I think, yeah, maybe just try it with the lights on, just to bring in that little shade of red across there, perhaps, and white across there. But that's about it. That's just me being picky. But no, yeah, spot on. This is really, 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 really good. This is like a poster-worthy kind of thing, in my opinion. Right, Eton, we're only going to do 2, because obviously we've done a few, and I don't want like to be doing 6 or 7 for each person. Skip this, do the boat. Okay, we'll skip. We'll leave it on the boat. Right, at Jazz_Mark6. Now I know they're in this somewhere, I think. Just quickly as well, really appreciate everyone who's joined and liked and sending coins and things like this. That's like, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did not expect these to go the way they've been going, to be honest. Right, good angle, good setting, to be fair. The only thing that bugs me in this is the blue that's sitting across the front of the car there. And I know this is just the window, but that is causing the wall to go green, which I know is like, it's what it does. But I would have perhaps tried to desaturate that just to match this. But that's probably all I would have done with this. Good use of foreground. It hasn't come over the car too much. Good angle. Yeah, I think I would have just... Yeah, no, this was before Lightroom had limited editing options. That's fair enough. I'll give you... You've got to pass on that. I think if you were to go back over it, like if you ever did this like this shot again, yeah, I would have just cleaned that up and perhaps got rid of some of the blue there. But other than that, yeah, this is good. Best shaped Fiesta. These Fiestas are getting hard to get hold of now. But yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, really good. Really like it. Just, yeah, I would have just sorted that out really. But like you said, you had limited options. Cayman GT4 based off the real spec. Right. I think someone said about this, didn't they? I can't see. I'm like, this is what I mean. I'm like an old man. I'm zooming in with my face. There we go. Right. Ollie Adgi? I'm sorry. I've probably said so many names wrong. Gerwin, any of mine done? Yep, I've torn yours apart. Because I can. I've told everybody you're my old neighbour and you've nicked Conrad's wheels. But yeah, I haven't really torn them all apart. But yeah, I've done yours, so I'll post them up soon. I'll put them up as like videos. Right, Ollie. So, I'm not, like I said, I'm no aviation photographer. But I would have got rid of all of this down here. Just cleaned it up just to make it look like a cleaner kind of image. And I would have zoomed out a bit, given it a bit more breathing space around it. But again, I'm not an aviation photographer, so I don't know if that's like the thing to be close in on it. But yeah, I would have just got rid of this stuff down here, and I would have just pulled out of it a little bit just to give a bit more breathing space around the image. Plain center would look good. I think it is like, I think the issue you've got, like, it looks off center, but I think that's just this kind of upper wing up there. Because like, I don't know if you can see it on there, but like, to be fair, there is exactly even space around the furthest point here and the furthest point here. But yeah, I think if it had a little bit more breathing space, it would have looked a bit more in place, if that makes sense. But other than that, no, really good. I've never tried aviation photography or plane photography, so I can't really judge too hard. Right, at Funno. Again, same thing I always say with all the car spotter style photography. This is good. You've got the car slap bang in the middle. It's really nice. This big kind of bit of sunlight here is quite distracting. So I would have either just cropped it out entirely or maybe tried to bring a mask to bring it back down to this level, but you probably would have had to just cropped it. And yeah, just get rid of some signs, some bits in the distance, just get rid of some of the distracting elements, I think. Just drop mine, I hope you like. If you drop it on the pinned post, we'll have a look at it on Wednesday. I'm basically just going to try and get people to put pictures in the newest post, and then I'll save them and then jump on it on the next live. So that way then we're always kind of leapfrogging over ourselves, if that makes sense. I like these pics where clarity is turned down. So that is either going to be the clarity turned down or a mist filter. If no one's ever heard of a mist filter, I have got one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it. So the mist filters is what creates that hazy highlights. So the highlights in the image go quite soft and bloom a little bit. So that's where like you see a lot of headlights kind of really soft as opposed to like quite spiky. Why isn't the car in the parking space? Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's literally a filter. I think, is that one? Or was that my other filter? Yeah, so it's literally just a filter that goes, what's that showing? That's showing the chat. Wait. Yeah, so it's just a mist filter. They come in different measurements. So that one's called, I don't know if you can see it. It's called a black, no, I'm awful. It's called a black diffusion filter. So it's essentially a mist filter. And yeah, it just softens up the highlights basically. One thing I'm not sure with this pick is the bright part in the front of the pick. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This bit down here is a bit too much. So I would have just changed the crop, got rid of the distracting elements in the background, and perhaps maybe tried to Photoshop out the bad parking. But that's about it. Overall, good photo, good colours. Yeah, really good. I see I might need to get one of them. Love these vibes. Yeah, honestly, the mist filters are really nice. I really like the mist filters. Okay, what's this one? Alex Grodowski. Yeah, I think, again, like I was saying previously, this is quite a long photo, or quite a tall photo, so I would have definitely cropped out a lot of the hay down here. I feel like across this point here would have been plenty. I think you just crop it here, and then maybe crop it across here into a 4x5 perhaps. Just to get rid of some of these bits. And then a bit of masking just to draw more attention to the car. But overall, this is a really, really good photo. Really, really good. Like everyone's saying, you can't go wrong with Goodwood. You know, there's so many opportunities there to get some really good photos. I think I might need to go this year. There's enough smoke to kind of not draw your eye to the people in the background, which is good. So you might be able to get away with not even editing them out. But yeah, good front 3/4 of the car. Good front, good one of it doing wheel spins and causing a lot of smoke. I think, yeah, I would have just changed the crop. I think is the only thing I would have done there. Didn't have Lightroom at the time, so this was done on the base iPhone setting tools. Good. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. If you've got Lightroom now, I would definitely take this into Lightroom and yeah, change the crop and change the masking, because this is still a good photo. I feel like there's just a little bit more it needs, and it'd be a very good photo. So yeah, definitely pull that into Lightroom. Now you've got it, and have a go with that now, because it's a good photo and I wouldn't want to see it like not be used because you didn't have Lightroom at the time. So, but yeah, no, really good. Just needs a crop and some masking, and that'll be bang on. Logan Wyatt, good band. Right, like I said previously, with a few petrol station shots, they can be very distracting because there's obviously a lot going on sometimes. So I think the issue with this is obviously the car is driving off. Well, I hope it is. It hasn't just parked like that. So you've got all these, you've got the bin in the background, all the rubbish in the background there. I think if you got rid of all of that, this wouldn't be bad. I think if you just got rid of that, a bit of masking, and that'd be all right. I don't think there's much more you can do with this, because in terms of like a situation, it's not really a photogenic situation. But best at night time, yes, 100%. I think if this was at night, this would have been a very different photo, very different situation. But this goes back to the whole car spotting thing I said yesterday. I think, yeah, you've very much got to be in the right place, right time to see the right car. And then you've got to be in the right place, right time again to get the right situations to get a good picture of the car. So that's kind of why I'm not a huge fan of the car spotting thing. There's just way too many variables. And like we saw a car spotter photo yesterday that was bang on. And like the chances of getting that are so slim. But no, yeah, I think, yeah, fair bit of editing on top of this and you might have been able to save it. But other than that, I probably wouldn't have taken this really. Apex Moto Photography. I think you dropped one in yesterday as well, didn't you? Now, I'm pretty sure I said the same thing yesterday. Again, the ability to get... Do you know if you have my black F31 estate? I'm not sure. We'll have to just kind of get through it and go through. As long as if you commented it before about 5:30 today on my previously pinned video, then yeah, I should have it. But yeah, no, as I said to this yesterday, the Apex Moto Photography, the ability to pan is one skill. The ability to pan and get the bike so sharp while clearly running a low shutter speed to get that blur in the background. Like the wheels are basically clear. Like this is genuinely like the skill needed to pan and get a good photo like this is something else. But overall, yeah, genuinely really good photo. Clearly a little bit of masking going on, only a little bit, which is good. The blue is quite distracting, but I'm not really sure what you do there to narrow it down. But other than that, this is good. Like this is really, really good. I really like this. Nothing I'd change. I was at Kip Hill climb the first sunset. Did you get my boat? I think I might have got the boat, possibly. Right, Nando Loris. Right, again, I think it's a bit of a tall image, a bit long that way, so I would have just brought it down a bit. Maybe cut it to up there. But no, overall, it's a pretty good photo. Good little. Is this Forza by any chance? Kind of looks Forza-ish. But yeah, no, I think it's good. I like that 3/4 angle. You've really caught the curve. I'm guessing it's a Porsche. You've really caught the curve and the body lines on the Porsche really nicely as well. I think, yeah, maybe just change the crop a little bit because it's quite an artistic photo, so you can get away with a close crop and you can get away with that as long as you can still make out what the car is, which you can with a Porsche, obviously, because there's such unique shape. But no, overall, yeah, really good. Even if it is Forza or not, it's genuinely really good. I like the little light flare that's going on. You've obviously pointed the car in the right direction as well. I think just change the crop a bit, really, and that'd be really good. Right. Okay, we won't do any more. We'll do this one and then we'll move on to someone else. Again, same thing. Like, you've got a good bit of foreground there, not blocking too much of the wheel. Center cap is it's not level, but it's not like upside down, which is fine. That's one of those things I'm really picky about. Is center caps being level. I don't know why. I don't know where I got it from. And I've seen some of my photos previously that I've done. I'm like, it's really annoying. But overall, good use of foreground, good lighting, good angle. Glad to see someone's turned the wheel into shot and not just showing me the tire. They're showing me the wheel and the caliper. Again, I think this is just a crop thing where you need to kind of make it less tall. But yeah, this is definitely Forza, but I can still appreciate the thought and the thought process that goes into the image and the effort that goes into the image. Because yes, it's a Forza photo, but it's still a good photo. It's still good composition. It's still got good lighting and still good placement of everything. Couldn't tell if mine was. No, yours was tricky, but that was because of the lighting. Right, we've done 2 for this one, so we're going to move on now. Because obviously I don't want to keep everyone here all night again like we did last night. What's going on? Yeah, what have I done? What have I clicked? Can I do that? So, at Ollie Bland, I think you're in here. I think you're in this chat. So, again, it's actually really good. I really like this. So the colors are nice. It's very blue, so I'm assuming it's like a blue hour shot, which is nice to see. Good use of good little blend of yellow and orange coming in there. So nice opposing colors with the blue and the yellow orange. And yeah, no, I think this is really good. I think the only thing that bugs me, I think, is that like a bit of construction. But I think it would have been nice to see a little bit more. Actually, no, even then. I was about to say a bit more breathing space around it, but I don't think that would have worked. But no, I like this. I think this is like one of those like wallpapers you see on your, for like on your desktop, or like it's one of those like the photos people put up on the wall where they're split into like multiple canvases. Like, I like this. This is really good. Like I said, I'm not like a city photographer or anything like that, or architecture photographer, but I like this. Yeah, I think this is good. Warmed up a little would have helped with the light hitting. I don't know. I kind of like maybe. I feel like the blue that shade of blue with that shade of yellow orange works really nicely. I think if they went a bit warmer, maybe. But I feel like I kind of like this. I think it's definitely going to be a very personal preference thing as to what color you'd have gone with that opposing color there. But overall, I think this is pretty good. I really like this. Okay, how do I skip on to the next one? Right, Ollie Bland again. Nice little Ferrari image there. Same thing I said about the previous. Why do I keep doing that? About the previous Porsche image is, yeah, nice to see the wheel kind of all in shot. Caliper nice and bright. Ferrari badge not upside down. The only thing that bugs me, I don't know if that's like a parking sensor or if that's like a bit of dirt. I don't know. But no, overall, this is really good. Like, as a standard detail shot, there's not like a ton you can do. But this is really good. I really like this. I really like what this is, like the colors on this. You've clearly added a bit of saturation to the yellow to make it pop and oppose the blue. But yeah, no, really good. Did you go through all 140 pictures last night? Yes. We were here for 3.5 hours last night. Yeah. All right, sorry, Ollie, we've done a few for you now. So we're going to move on to F20. You're in here. I think I've seen your name at F20KBR. You're being called out. This is the first chef's kiss of the night. I like this a lot. Good use of the CPL, good use of colors, good editing, good composition. I think that this photography is such a unique thing and such a personal thing, I would have said give it a bit more breathing space. But I feel like for this, not having that breathing space actually works. Yes, Sen, I do owe yours a chef's kiss. But I think I was a little bit like speechless by yours. Yeah, like normally I'd say give a bit more breathing space, but I feel like in this photo, because of the crop, because of the lighting, because of the car, you don't necessarily need that breathing space. So it actually works really, really well. I stopped doing photography 2 years ago and I want to get back into it. Please get back into it because this is banging. So please get back into it. 100% get back into it. Really cool photo. I think if I had to criticize it in some way, shape or form, that building's a little bit annoying. other than that, I can't really say anything else bad about it. Maybe this bit's a bit dark down here, but it works, so I can't even say that. Yeah, I've not got a lot to say about this because it's bang on. But please get back into it because this is a good image, and I really like it. So please get back into it. Right, at Archie Ray. I feel like I've seen your name pop up in the chat as well, actually. A little Starbucks mug. Right, oh, there he is. Right. One, this is a really cool location. I do see it a lot. And I'm trying to work out how big this wall is, to be honest with you, because it seems like it's endless in some photos, which I quite like, though. Now, for me, I would have probably asked him to come down a little bit, just so this back wall is basically kind of over here, just so you don't have this in the background. That's the only thing I would say. I think other than that, this is really good. I think everything else on it is lovely. Doors up on those McLarens is banging. I think just where that wall ends, for me, is a little bit annoying. I would have liked to have seen it end outside of the car, not kind of through the door. But car spot photo, yeah. This is what I mean about the car spot photos. Like, I'm not against them. I just feel like there's a lot they ultimately compromise, and it's really like, it's hard to criticize them because it's the situation. But yeah, no, it's a really good shot. I just, if you're stuck with it in this situation, it could have been worth, I don't know if you have access to Photoshop or anything, but taking it into Photoshop, masking the car out there, and just taking a clip from this or AI in it or anything, just to extend that wall out a bit, just to get rid of this. But that's all I'd say about that. Again, I do have sympathy for it being a car spotter situation. This is what I was saying about it is inherently quite difficult to get a good shot while being a car spotter. But overall, no, this is really good. Bit of masking, perhaps. Again, that's personal preference. But I would have just if you could have angled it so that wall ends outside the car, not over the top of it. Other than that, really good shot. Ooh, okay. This is different. Okay. Are my eyes deceiving me, or was that Forza as well? Or is that just like the edit that's on it? Would you say AI has made a difference to photography? When I stopped, AI wasn't really a thing. Okay, a bit off on a tangent, but I think that's a genuinely good question. I think AI has done a lot in photography, both in the literal sense of photography and in the sense of photography businesses. So in the photography industry, I feel like it's helped a lot of businesses advance, same as it has with all businesses. But I think in terms of like the actual photography side of things, I don't think it's done any harm. I feel like it's the same as social media did with the car scene. It's like, it's just accelerated where it was probably going to go. So I think AI has made it now available to everyone to clean up their photos, to fix any imperfections. Like I was just saying then, to move the wall, it helps to save a lot of time. Exactly. It's as far as a time-saving tool goes and an advancement tool, it's been fantastic. I'm not against AI. I've used AI in my photos a lot of times, really. I feel like when it comes to like Photoshop, for example, I don't think people know this if it's common knowledge yet. But when you're using like select subject, that's AI. It's the same with Lightroom. When you're using some of the new select subject things are AI. Like as far as like masking goes and things like that as well, it's amazing. I just think I'm trying to think. I'm going to be a bit controversial on this, but I do think when it comes to, I feel like AI in terms of like actual photography has had the same effect that Forza has had. It's like it's made it available to more people. So now you can go on Forza and you can put the car in the position, you can sort the lighting out, you can, like the Ayrton Senna did earlier, like he set up the perfect photo in Forza. But I feel like even on AI, like you can set up the perfect photo if you're able to tell it the right thing. So I think AI has a place in terms of like business and how you use it in photography, but I don't think it's done any harm to the industry in terms of like actual photography itself, if that makes sense. From a business point of view, it's not done the photography side of it any favor from like a business point of view, but what it's kind of taken away, it's also helped with. I know it's a bit of a weird like take on it, but I like to try and be a positive person. But if we get to the end of my boat, photography isn't there, you may pretty please rate it. Yeah, if we don't get to it, I'll find it. We'll get to it. I'll just let you know I had to recomment my photo so I could recenter it. Good. I'm glad you've just done that straight away. Yeah, there's a time and place for the editing, but user don't rely on it. Exactly that. Absolutely spot on. I think with AI, look, there's a time and a place for it. And I feel like, look, AI isn't going to take over. AI isn't going to come and photograph your wedding. AI won't come and photograph your event. It won't do all of this. Like, it's one of them. I think that's what people are missing. Archie Ray, I've sent you roses. Thank you very much, Archie. I really appreciate that. Like I was saying on the live stream yesterday, I really genuinely appreciate everything that's been sent through. Like, it's amazing. Like, the support I've had on these lives has been, I can't believe it, to be honest. Like, I was not expecting it when I was starting to do these lives. But yeah, I hope that answers what my opinion is on AI. I don't think it's ever going to take your job. I think as long as you can show you're able to, because as a human being, you are able to outperform AI in any creative space, because AI cannot be creative. And I don't think people are gonna, I think there's a turning point coming at the moment as well, where I feel like people are getting sick of it. Like, people are sick of AI already. And I think there's gonna come a point where, and I think I've already hit this point personally, where if I see like an event for anything and they've used AI to advertise it, I don't think it's real. I'm like, you've not got any photos to prove that this event is real. So it's one of them, like, if your poster is fake for advertising, I feel like the event is going to be fake. And I think that seems to be like an industry-wide thing at the minute. Right, let's go through this and I'll check through the comments again. Sorry, I went off on a AI tangent then. Right, okie dokie, Mazda 787B. Now, to me, this is like a poster, which is quite cool. The photos that are in the poster are really cool. You've gone in on the angle thing again, like I said earlier. If you're going to go in on the angles, go for it. I think this here, sitting behind the 787B logo, is a bit distracting. And I feel like this bit of info would have sat down. I suppose you've got empty space there as well. I feel like this negative space down here could have been used a little bit better, and you could have used this change in flooring as well, or just extended the flooring out and just put like a clean thing on the bottom. But other than that, this is really cool. I do really like these poster things. It's great to see a bit of art kind of, or like graphic design as such, coming into photography and people using it, to be honest. Right, Sean, you're in here. Where is he? Because he does some good stuff. He does some really good stuff. Yeah, putting the 787B on the line would have been great. Yeah, I think that negative space could have been used a bit better, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. There he is, the JDM photography legend. Right, same thing as I was saying on some of the previous ones with the city style shoots. Just the distracting elements. Obviously, I know editing out those people would have been difficult, but I feel like it might have been worth doing. But this over here is like that whatever's going on with that pole and stuff there is a bit messy. But other than that, the edit on this is bang on. The colors, I love the colors on these cars. The whole vibe in the image is really good. I think maybe that pole, some of the writing on this, or just the whole blue sign entirely. And do you know what would have been cool? If you can do it in Photoshop, or you're willing to learn how to do it in Photoshop, getting rid of these signs and like put in Liberty Walk logos on instead, I think would have been quite cool. So like you've got them there. So like put like a red Liberty Walk or LB, a silver one there and a white one there. But that's like going over the top. And I would have just got rid of where it says talk up there. But that's about it. I think other than that, composition's good, lighting's good, angle's good, editing, the color grade is good. Just a few distracting elements, really. I think other than that, that's as critical as I can be on this. I don't want to be any more critical. But yeah, I don't think you'll get to rate my photos as it was outside the 50. Has the pinned reel gone over 50 comments already? I'm not going to, because if so, that's done that a lot quicker. Oh dear, that's a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Oh, okay. In the 60s, I think. I only put it up like an hour and a half ago. Okay, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Right. Ooh, okay. At SEM Ruse. I like this, is cool, right. The first thing that stood out to me on this was all these bits in the road here. So I would have got rid of those. But in terms of colouring and light and leading lines there as well, this is cool. I really like this. Cars in the centre of the frame. Lighting's really nice. I think I would have just got rid of all these bits here and then maybe masked up a little bit just to draw attention to these leading lines here. But this is cool. Like, I really like silver cars, and I like very angular silver cars as well. I feel like they photograph so well and they react to light really, really well. But yeah, no, this is cool. Really cool. Good use of lighting. I think maybe down here is a bit dark, but again, it's a city kind of car spotter situation, isn't it? But no, this is good. Car center of the frame, good leading lines, good colouring, good lighting. Just needs to get rid of these distracting elements that are going on down here. Ooh, hello. This is spicy. At jr.carphotos. Can you rate my Insta, please, bro? That's gonna be a separate live. I'm gonna get people to just drop their Instagram names, and that'll be a separate live. But I'll put a TikTok up if you drop me a follow. Keep an eye out for that. That'll be a separate video. But this one, this little honey of a picture, right? TikTok has done this photo dirty. I can see that. But other than, like, honestly, I've not got a bad thing to say about this. Now, chef's kiss, not quite, and there's going to be a reason for that. And it's fully personal preference, and it's slightly mean. But when it comes to rollers, and this is just me being slightly old, I'm 28, but this is me being slightly old, I like, when it comes to rollers, super wide lenses. And I like I like the Dutch angle on rollers, and I like the car to be as close as possible and as in your face as possible, because I feel like, I've seen all, like, obviously I grew up on like Max Power magazines, being in the room, and Fast Car and stuff, where the super wide lens on the rollers was just, that was it, you know? There's nothing wrong with this photo, and I can't say a bad thing about it. It's like, this is fully personal preference. Fully personal preference. But overall, this photo is spot on. There's no distracting elements. Good as a roller, it's banging. There's nothing bad I can say about this. I love that bridge coming in there as well as like a bit of an opposing angle. Coloring's good. Yeah, genuinely really good photo. It's just personal preference for me. 35mm prime. That's why, yeah. I tell you what, I was just like whipping out the 35mm and just grabbing that shot. That's spot on. Like, again, this is what I mean. I can't fault it. It's just a personal preference thing for me. But yeah, I wouldn't change nothing on that, mate. I think as far as, yeah, colours go, quality goes, can't fault it, mate. Top job on that. Top job. We've had a row of really good comments, good photos. I like this a lot. Right. At Luca Alcock. So, what can I say? Good use of masking. No, I like when it's not centered. That is rule of thirds, is what you're looking at there. Shame TikTok made it look crap. It looked good, mate. Like, it did look good. I know what you mean. Like, the road looked a bit soft, but I can see past that because I do this as well. So, right, this, I really like this. So, in terms of improving this or feedback, I'm like, if I'm going to be picky, so I would have just cropped the photo down here. I would have just got rid of this bit. So that way then you've literally just got the road and nothing else. Because then you've got a perfect road, car slap bang, good use of masking, good everything. These little pieces here, I would have just got rid of. And I was going to say the lights are a bit much, but they're actually not. They're pretty good. I think I would have just moved the crop a little bit, just to have the car a little bit over to the right. I would have just got rid of this. That's all. Just got rid of this and cleaned up these little bits here. And then that's a poster worthy. Like, I'd happily print that and have that up in my sort of office. I would, like, that would have been, yeah, absolutely cannot fault that image other than just that bit. And this, to be honest, is personal preference. Like, you know, this is kind of that thing. But no, this is good. I like that. Right. At Elliot Henschel. Right. I'm just going to have a quick flick through to see. Okay. Yeah, thank you to everyone who sent all the likes through and everything. I really appreciate it. Like I was saying throughout. Yeah, no, this is, yeah, thank you very much. Right. One thing I don't like is tires on show on these like front shots. So I think the angle, this needs to be straightened out because it's clearly on an angle. And yeah, I think that tire being on show there, it just doesn't work for me. And that big reflection on the light is another one that doesn't work for me. But other than that, good shot, just nice and sharp, decent background, decent lighting, just that bit there and the tire being pointed out that way. It just doesn't work for me on that front. So yeah, straighten it out. Try and see if there's something you can do about that next time. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of what I can do. Right. Thank you for all the likes, everyone. I really, yeah, there's a lot of likes coming through at the minute. I really appreciate it. It'd be cool if we can get this one to beat last night's one in a shorter space of time, if that does anything for me. So I think last night we hit 20k likes by the time we finished, which was at 3.5 hours. So if we can hit 20k likes before the 2 hour mark tonight, I'd be buzzing with that. Like, I'd be absolutely buzzing with that. At George.cs. I think this actually might be the last picture. Right, this is at Cars and Cuppers, isn't it? If he's not in this, this is at Cars and Cuppers. Because I did see some photos of two Lamborghinis on there. Now, I'm not a fan of this, like, I want to say it's a zoom blur? I'm not a fan of this, like, spinning thing that's going on down here, because it's going on up here as well. And it's happening there and on the outside of this car as well. So it is a little bit of an issue. I would have got rid of that sign there because that's a bit distracting. The umbrella and a few other bits across here. But given the conditions, this is a pretty good shot. I just don't like that zoom blur thing that's going on, that spinning thing. For me, it's not working for me. Because obviously it's doing it all there and down here. So I would have just got rid of that. And it's a little bit too blue. I think I would have desaturated the blues a bit just to try and bring the mood on it. But other than that, it's pretty good. If anyone is still trying to get their photos rated or feedback, etc., there's a pinned post on my page at the moment. If you drop it on there, and I'll have a look at that. There's going to be another live on Wednesday. I'm going to do the 50 that are in the first 50 that came up on the pinned post. I've got a feeling the way these are going, I'm going to have to do more because you lot, we've hit 20k already. Thank you, everyone, because this is nuts. Yeah, because these lives so far, everyone is absolutely spamming the likes button and everything is amazing. So I might have to do a few more of these. I tell you what, I'm just gonna double check and see how many more we got. So you can all probably see the photos that are left. So let's have a look. So we've got a few more left. Okay, this isn't bad. We're getting through these a lot faster than we were last night. So I think that's the important bit. Okie dokie. Right. Put this on full screen. Stop being... Right. Do 5 more. I'll finish it because there's not that many left. Like, this is a lot. We're way further along than we were last night. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in, like, gifts and likes and everything. This is nuts. Yeah, like, I'm so surprised by all of this, to be honest. Would you be able to rate the work I sent off my uni portfolio? Yeah, drop me a message on Instagram and I'll have a look at it. Why don't you do part 2, part 1 of the lives? Yeah, that's something that has been quietly going on in the back of my head. And yeah, I think now that you've said it, I'm going to have to do 2 parts. Or I'm just going to have to put out other lives and stuff. Basically, the reason I'm doing it on Wednesday is Wednesday night is what probably works best for me in terms of timing and availability for me. So I've only got about two hours tops on a Wednesday night. So that's why it works. So I'll probably do it on the Wednesday night. So as long as I can get everything done within that 2 hours, that's why I limited it to 50. If, say, I do the 50 and I've got an hour left or half an hour left, I'll go get some more I'll go and get more photos and do it that way. No boat. Did you not see the boat? If it's not, I'm gonna have to go find the boat. We'll have to find the boat. Right. Throttle and Shutter. That's a really cool name. I really like that. And we've got to do it. We've got to say it. Is that a Supra? We've got to say it. But, right, my only criticism of this, good composition, good lighting, good color grading, good, everything's really good on this. My only criticism, like I know the bonnet's up and the boot's up, there's nothing you can do about that. The only criticism is I feel like this bottom mask is coming up really high and is going over the car. Like when I'm looking at this, it looks like the masking's ending here. So I would have, in that mask, I would have subtracted the subject from it. But that's about it. I think overall it's a really cool photo. Like, it's really nice. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything really. I was hoping to see if you could do my 2. Which 2 did you put in, Ronan? Because we might have already done it. Looks like a heavy vignette. I think you might be right, Sean. I think you might be right. Because it is coming in down the sides there as well. I mean, it's not coming in over here though. But I don't know whether that was just how bright the image was, or if that's an extra mask on top of the vignette, maybe. But yeah, I think whatever's going on, whether it's a vignette or mask, the bottom half of the car is just disappearing a little bit. But overall, no, really good photo. I think there's no CPL on this, which is kind of working, kind of not. But in terms of composition, lighting and everything, it's really good. I think, unfortunately, the edit is kind of a bit too much on this. Alfa Romeo Racing Car 997 Porsche GT3. I don't think we've seen those yet. White NCMX5. That one's been done. We've done that one. I think overall it was quite positive. I think it was just the crop needed to turn in a little bit. But yeah, we did that one quite a while back, I think. I think you were quite early in the comments. At Spike.09. Right, is this a Citroen DS? Tell me if I'm wrong. Is this a Citroen DS? I only know because I used to work for Classics World magazine. I used to be the photographer and videographer for a while. And that I recognise that weird indicator. Because they were the ones who like brake pedals or like switches, weren't they? That's the first time I've heard Vignette said out loud, and I don't think that was how it said. Do you know, it might not be. It could just be because I'm Welsh and I'm saying things wrong. It could just be Vignetti, I don't know. But yeah, no, I like the Citroen DS's. It's one of them cars I feel like, I wish they still made cars like that, you know? Because wasn't that the one where you could like, you could drive it on 3 wheels, couldn't you? Because of how, like, because of the way the car was balanced, wasn't it? Like, you could drive it on 3 wheels or because of the air suspension or something. Like, if you were changing a wheel, you could literally take it off and drive it into the garage or something. But yeah, bonkers thing, to be honest with you. You're Welsh. I'm very Welsh. I'm from the valleys. Like, Gavin and Stacey is like watching a documentary of my house. Like, I'm just, to be honest, I think it's one of those things. It's not, vignetting is not talked about much. So you don't really know how it's said. So you don't really hear anyone talking about it. And it's like an old thing, isn't it? So yeah, I didn't know that. If you ever look up Stella, like basically Ruth Jones from Gavin and Stacey is in Stella. My grandfather is in that, in the pub, in the background. And that was by accident. Like, that's how Welsh I am. That's my claim. Right, back to this, back to the DS. These are really cool cars. I think this is clearly the center point of the image. This just needs brightening up a little bit to kind of bring it through. And then this reflection of the window is a little bit annoying for me personally. But other than that, this is pretty good. I think just brighten this bit up, whether it's through a mask or whether it's through getting them to turn the light on next time in the image. But yeah, I think this is as a detail shot, this is good. You just need to draw more attention to that. How many photos have you done? I don't know. I saved, what did I say? I saved quite a lot. I saved about 70 something, so we're probably getting through it. Right, at Hamber Pics. Right, for me, as a detail shot, this is good. I would have probably just cropped it in there because that teaser of the Toyota badge there is really annoying. So I would have just cropped it out, I think would have been the best option, or take the photo with it in. The red, nice red pop, good edit on it, like getting that caliper to stand out is really nice. I think this up here is a little bit distracting perhaps. I know it's the car body panel, but there's obviously some reflections on there that are kind of my eyes being drawn to it. But yeah, you didn't save mine, that's why I haven't seen it. If you drop it on the newest one, I'll have a look at trying to do that on the next live. If not, yeah, I do apologise. Like, it's obviously only so many I can get through. Did you ever go to the Motor Madness at Aber Library? Yes, I went to a lot of them. I was an admin for it at one point, but that didn't end well. I'm not anymore. Yeah, no, that all went down the pan. I did a lot of photography, videography. They brought me on to kind of help organise things. And after that, it kind of all went south, really. I believe somebody, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on a live, but I believe somebody decided to go have a wee on the grounds of Aber Library. And for those who don't know Aber Library, that is the National Library of Wales. It's like, as far as like protected grounds, it's really up there with don't pee in a bush there. Go use the toilets that are inside. But that's what happened. And I don't know if they're going to appreciate me telling everyone that's what happened, but that's what happened. Someone went for a pee in the bush. Obviously, it's a child-friendly event, and some bloke just decided he was going to go whip it out in a public space and have a wee. So sorry if I told you that, but 30k like, wow, that's insane. Thank you so much. Like, honestly, I'm really blown away by, like, yeah. But if in this, like, you could rate my photos. I basically what I'm doing with these, I'm putting a cut-off time on them, which is normally about half an hour before the live starts, and I'm just gonna save everything, and it's just gonna be from there. I just can't go prioritizing other people's photos and things. Like, I'm trying to do them in the order that people commented as well. So I think it was a mix of that and people doing burnout sleeve in there. Yeah, well, it was that thing. Like, I was on like the organising committee side of things. That was why it got shut down. Was the library basically went. Weirdly, the library weren't fussed about the burnouts as such. They had a problem with it, obviously, and they were like, don't do that. Come on now. But the main the reason it got shut down was because of that bloke. But yeah, no, that's probably where you recognise me from. If you've ever been up there, that was really kind of one of the events where my name got out around that area. But yeah, it was a really good mix of cars up there as well. Now, as I'm looking at this, I've spotted something else. You've got a bit of a purple tinge showing up in your shadows. I don't know whether that's just noise or colouring, but yeah, it was good. Having team were pretty good at kicking people out for bonus. Yeah, they were on it. Like, they were on it, to be fair. Your comments are off on your vids. Yes, on all the old ones, they're off. So I've turned them off so it directs people towards the pinned video, basically. Yeah, just drop your photos in the pinned video. If it's over the limit, like I said, of 50, just drop it on there anyway. And if you drop me a follow and keep an eye out for the next one, that will probably be the best thing to do. I'm not just saying that to try and gain followers. Like, I mean it. Like, that's probably the best thing. Yeah, that's probably why I recognize you and started following. Yeah, more than likely, that is probably where it's come from. Yeah, probably. Like that, to be fair, that event really got my name out there. Right, at Chaz Captures. Now, nice bit of rain, good angle. I think, same thing I said about all the angle things. So this was just raw. Just says one of my first photos. Yeah, no, look, when it comes to certain things, I'm not going to pick out quality or anything like that. I'm mainly going to be picking out the angles, the lighting, like not necessarily just the edit. If there's a problem with the edit, I'll say it's the edit. But with this, I would have just straightened it out, I think. I know that line is straight, but for me, I feel like the defender line needs to be straight. If someone else thinks otherwise, say, but for me, that under there needs to be straight. But other than that, I really like this. I really like the rain, the gold little touches that come on that defender. This is defined. This is not too distracting. This is very clean in terms of like what's in the background. I don't even think you need to put any mask in there because that's naturally just dark anyway where the lighting is. I think maybe just have a play around with the crop. I think just give it, see what looks a bit better. But I think that's all I would have done really. But no, this is good. This is good. Okay, right. What do you think about Kia Stingers? I think they're cool as anything. I think there's two around here where I am at the minute, and I love Kia Stingers. Proper cool cars. Right, righty-ho. I think I just swallowed some of my hair. Ugh. Right, as I said, with all pan-in photos, there is some serious talent behind getting a pan-in photo right. And you've got this right. You've got a good amount of blur, a good amount of like speed and motion, and then the car is still in perfect focus. So props to you on that. This is spot on. I think the only thing for me that bugs me personally is with this image, when you're looking at it, you're looking at this bit, obviously because that's where the car is, and then I'm guessing that's someone's arm. I would have just got rid of that arm, I think, and that's it. I wouldn't have changed anything else. Also, my photos were already in the 50, but obviously I had to readjust. Yeah, I'll look through and I'll look through for yours and I'll find the newest one. I've got a hair in my mouth. Okay, I'll sort that out then. Closer, sure I've one for the place. That's pretty sick. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, no, literally with this, only thing I would have done is just got rid of whatever that is down there. I think other than that, this is spot on. It's obviously like I wouldn't go say edit this out because it's obviously unique to the track. I think it would be cool if there was like some other cars back here, but there's nothing you can do about that. That's not your like thing. But no, really good photo, really like it. I wouldn't change anything. Worst part about beards is the random hair occasionally. I'm beard and long hair, and I just hide it all under the hat. So yeah, I get it all the time. It's really annoying. But I need to get my beard sorted out, to be honest with you. Ooh, right. A little sippy sip. This is spicy. This is good. There's one reason. Now this hits what I said earlier about the wider angle. So this is clearly a wider angle lens than the 35 we said earlier. The edit on this is lovely. The lighting on this is lovely. There's one thing that's stopping this from getting the chef's kiss. I tell you what, I'm gonna be all YouTuber influency streamery now. Can anyone guess what the one thing is that is stopping this from getting the chef's kiss? To some of your other comments while you're guessing. How do I send you my photo? So have a look at my pinned video on my TikTok profile at the moment. Even if it's over the 50 limit, like I said, just drop it in there anyway. And if you drop me a follow, you can keep an eye out for the next opportunities to have your photos rated in these lives. Gloucestershire have one for the police and the sick. That's cool. Right, the sun isn't behind it. Now, this works for me, even though the sun's on this side, this does work for me. It does work for me being on that angle, to be honest with you. Vignette, no. Clouds, no. I mean, I see where you're coming from with the clouds, but no. It's that lamppost. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that stops, yeah, the single pole, that's the only thing that stops this from being basically perfect. Like, I like the light coming from that side. On what vid do I drop the photo? On the pinned one on my profile. There's only one video pinned on my profile. Drop it on there. Yeah, just that pole. Other than that, at Martin Dolnseth, this is spot on. Other than that, it's just a little bit distracting for me. But no, I genuinely really like that photo. That's really, really good. Really good. I'd have just got rid of this. That's all. That's easily done. I think if you went back and did that now, perfect. Spot on. at _lie.so_. Now, this goes back, really cool spot, obviously, but this goes back to everything I said about all the car spotter style photos. They're just too messy for me, unfortunately. You know, you've got someone's Audi A4 in the background there. You know, you've got traffic lights there. It's, you know what I mean? Yeah, very cool spot. Very cool spot. And you've got a bit of foreground in as well. It's just, the problem with the car spotting things is that they're just too distracting. Sent, thank you, appreciate that. That's really cool. Yeah, like I said, if basically in the next live, I'm gonna try and get through all the photos I can. If we've got time, we'll go through. Like, we'll keep going. If not, just keep an eye out on my page and we'll add some more. My photos are taken on a random street. Yeah, yours are just not as distracting though, because I think, because they're at night, it's a bit different. I'm not sure what it says about me, but I was more drawn to the B6A4 saloon than the Senna. I know what you mean though. Like, this is what I mean about the car spotter things, is that it's hard. It's really hard as a car spotter to draw attention to the car you're looking at because there's so much going on around it. There was a photo in last night's live. There was a perfect example of how to do it. And it was essentially a pan-in shot of the car on the move. But it meant that you were not interested in anything else going on around it. Even though you could still make out what the cars were, because it was panning and there was a bit of background blur and everything else, that, as far as a car spotter goes, it was just perfect. Like, it was really, really good. Because it fixed everything that's wrong with car spotter. Well, not wrong. It fixed everything that kind of doesn't work for me on those. 40k likes. Have we done? Wow. Yeah, 40k likes. 3 gifts. What's those little diamonds? Little 21 diamonds. This is nuts. I really appreciate this. Like, honestly, this is absolutely insane, to be honest. Like, I'm really shocked by all of this. God, that's in your face, isn't it? You know, like, I mean, if we can go for the 50k before we're done, hang on. I'll tell you what, we'll have a look how many we got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 left to go through. So if we can get to 50k by then, that'll be nuts. And I'll have to find the boat. Can you send me the boat photo? Like, are you able to do that, or did it stop you last time? Like, if you send it to me, I'll pull it up separately then. But yeah, we got less than, try on Insta. Yeah, send it to me on Insta. I'll pull it up on Insta then. But yeah, we've got, yeah, less than 10 photos to go. If we can get to 50k, that'll be insane. Like, I'd be buzzing with that. Is my F31? We'll have to have a look. Just sent one on the pin TikTok. Appreciate that, mate. We'll get onto that on Wednesday's live. Right, Elliot Henshaw. Cool photo, cool composition. Car is slightly off center, which is a bit annoying. And I know this isn't your fault, but it is annoying that the wall doesn't line up in the center. And to me, this is all very yellow. I don't know if I've never been to a McLaren showroom, so I'm not sure. But I'm guessing that's probably meant to be white. So I feel like if you corrected the colors on that and got it all working, that'd have been really, really cool. It just needs you to accept my message. Oh, hang on. I'll do that now quickly. It's not going to show up on screen, is it? No. I've not had any requests through. Is it like, what's your Instagram name? Go on, we'll let you do a shameless plug. I think the lighting in some showrooms is a bit yellow. Yeah, it could be. It could very well just be, right, boats, I got you. Right. I'm not ignoring everyone else. We're just going to get the Senna's boat one through because I said I'd do it. I don't want to be mean. Right, yeah, I feel like, yeah, if this was white, it'd work. And if the car was a bit more center, this would be really good. Other than that, it's quite a clean photo, really. Good to get the McLaren Manchester badge in the background. Yeah, generally quite cool. I think just get the rest of the image kind of color correct. Right, okay. Oh, no, I've done it again. Right, this is interesting. Okay, so Just Hoon 56. Are you in here? Are you in here? I don't know. Right, now, there's a few things I'm going to point out on this. So, politely, you went through all the effort to blur the background, which is good. It looks fine. I know it's clearly been done, but it's all right. And then put the Modified Mayhem logo down on the floor, which you've done a pretty good job at. This, you can still kind of see some bits, but it's a genuinely really good job. And then didn't get rid of all of this. I would have had to have got rid of these little bits, like these little bits down here. And then the other thing, again, like I said previously, is tyre pointing out. It just doesn't, wheel turn the wrong way, exactly. I think if you had the wheel turned the other way and you just cleaned this up, this would have been really, really good. Coloring's pretty good as well. That blur is a bit much, but I know I can see what you're doing there. Like, I appreciate that. But yeah, I would have just got rid of these distracting bits, turned the wheel the other way so you've got the rim showing, not the tyre, and you'd have been onto a banger. Just, yeah. Robbie Hennessy. Now, Corvette Stingray. So there's one thing I'm going to say about this. So Composition-wise, lighting-wise, everything is really, really good. The reflections can be a little bit distracting, but other than that, it's all right. When it comes to like these classic cars and things, I feel like, and I don't know if it's just me, but I'd love to see it in black and white, because that's clearly a black car. So I'd love to see a desaturated version of that image, because I feel like a black and white version of that would look awesome. I think that'd be like, it'd be suiting for the time as well, and it would have just been, I think it would have looked really, really good. But we are, Christ, we're at 49k likes already. This is mad, absolutely mad. Oh, right. This is, yeah, I really appreciate everyone, like, we've hit 50k. I really appreciate like everyone dropping all these likes and comments and everything. I think the last night's live, we looked and we were on like, I think it was 700 plus comments in the end, which is just, it's insane. 50k likes, 3 gifts, which I really appreciate. Like, thank you so much for those. That's amazing. And like 20 odd coins, like it's brilliant. It's really great to see. Like, I really appreciate all the support and I really appreciate everything on this. This is awesome. So at @1_Bastion1. Right. Stunning view, just the blue is throwing me off. Yeah, it's a bit, again, I think the yellow sign on the ground is a bit annoying. The corner of that Porsche is a bit annoying. And that pole, I know there's not much you can do. You can edit that out, but that pole's annoying. But yeah, overall it's all right. There's a few things you could have improved. I feel like you could have got a bit lower, shown a bit more of this side of the car. But this is like, as far as location goes, this is one of those where like these kind of locations will show up experience a lot. So if this was me personally, what I would have done in this situation, I would have come back and I would have gone high just to kind of get a top down of that car, showing that whole gorge, valley, whatever's going on there. And then I would have edited out the whole, everything that's in the way. And I would have had just the car overlooking the whole scene. I think would have been a really good image. But other than that, it's all right. I just think it could have done with a bit more thought and preparation into it. But yeah, that's kind of the only thing I'd say on that. Where can I send you the picture? I think a portrait shot from up high angle down. Yeah, I think that's, for me, that's what would have worked. I think this angle just doesn't quite do the whole image justice, really. Okie dokie. Bastion again. Cars in the background are a little bit distracting. Top of the headrest is cut off there. Your shoulder is in it, I think. I don't know if this is TikTok, but is this also like blurry, like shaky? Yeah, could have been a lot better. I feel like you've taken this with like a selfie cam and you've gone like this. You've caught your shoulder in it, which it's not, to me, that's not foreground. Like if you took it from outside of the car, this probably would have worked a lot better. But yeah, get rid of those cars, come out a little bit, use this seat as foreground, and then you'll be all right. Okie dokie. Okay. Should we have a look how many we got left? Because 1, 2, 3, and then we've got the boat pick. I think it's a pick to flex, not a photography pick. Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely I'm in a Urus picture rather than a photography one. Right, so we've got 4 left, including this. I can't press buttons. Right, and then we'll do the boat ones then. F31. If we might have already done it. I'm not sure. It might have been done early on. If so, we're going to be, like I said with the other videos, I'll be splitting them all up and posting them all out. But yeah, if I have missed anyone, I can only apologize. There's only so much I can go on there. But yeah, if you comment on the pinned post, we'll do it in the next live. But that's all we can. There's only so much I can do. I'm only one man. Double check as well. It might be worth checking if your privacy settings stop me from saving the photos, because that was an issue we did run into. So double check that as well. Yeah, if I miss anyone, like I can only apologize. Right. At KP loves his cars. This is quite cool. I think like catching it going off the road. I think, again, distracting elements. I probably would have just cleaned up all of this. So just got rid of the tower there, the people, the car. But that's all, yeah, I think get rid of all of that and then drop some masking in just to kind of take away this kind of negative space. I would have just brought a bit of masking in. And I think, yeah, that's about it, really. I think it's just one of those pictures I think could do with a bit more contrast, a bit more punch. And yeah, I think that's it. That's kind of all you can do with this. But it's a good photo. You've caught it at a really good time. Obviously where they cut in the corner and stuff. But yeah, that's all you can do with that. Right. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, that was in the 50s. So you can see the pictures this live. I won't be doing any more after this. I'll do these 3 and one of the boat pictures as ever so generously requested. And that'll be it then. Any If you drop it on the next post, on the pinned post that's on my page now, that's for the next live. And then before that live goes out, I'll put another one out to drop it for the next one. So if you know what I mean. So every single time I do a live, whenever anyone asks me, where do I send them, I can go to the pinned post. 1 second, my night filter's just come on, or blue light filter or whatever. When will you be doing the Instagram rating live? We could do it after the next one. I need to just kind of see what I got planned for the next couple of weeks. But like, I can start working that into the schedule. I think it's one of them where, like, as long as people are continuously kind of liking the reels and sharing them and supporting the lives as much as possible, I can, you know, we can make time for these things. It's already got 50 comments. Yeah, that happened earlier, and I'm quite shocked by how quickly that's happened. I think just comment on it anyway, just so it's there. And if, say, in the next live, we go through the 50 photos really quickly, I'll start picking up the next ones. The only thing I can suggest is just drop me a follow so that it's you see when these posts go out and you could be one of the first on it. But that's all that's the only thing I can say, unfortunately. Okie dokie, at KP loves his cars again. Yeah, okay. So I'll be honest, to go from that to that is a bit of I see what you're going for. I think I would have changed the crop a bit just to kind of take all of this out up here, take some of this out, and then you would have got a decent interior shot. But I think, yeah, the crop is not doing this justice. I think there's just too much kind of empty space going on up there. 60k likes already. This is mad. Absolutely bonkers. You can slow down now. You can slow down. Ronan, if you've commented on the pinned video, that'll be for Wednesday. All of that is for the next. All that is for the next live. Just to get 60. Good, that'd be funny. Think my fingers. You can slow down now. It's okay. I think my main aim, I think, with every single live is to just go up a notch every single time. But I think that's only going to come from more viewers than anything, than people absolutely spamming the like button. But yeah, I think with this one, the crop isn't doing it any justice. And yeah, like was said, maybe come show the steering wheel a little bit better. Right, again, KP loves his cars. Right, we'll do this one purely just for time's sake. And I think maybe we'll try and round it off at 2.5 hours this time. So in about 15 minutes, we'll try and round it off. So KP loves his cars. Again, as a pan-in shot goes, this is good. You've got the car nice in focus, enough blur in the background, and sun just peeping through there, which is nice as well. It's like you've got it just coming out of that sun line there, which is really good. I think, again, distractions, maybe just got rid of these people here, but that's kind of about it, really. That's kind of all you can do. But other than that, it's good. It's really good. I like this one. DG Motorsport Photos. Now, I did see this one, and there was, again, I'm going to quiz everyone on this. We'll drag this out a little bit, because we're on 63k likes already, so maybe we'll see if we can get to the 69. Can anyone see the one thing that's bugging me on this? Because it's a really, really, really good photo. And I know demand for rally photos, they want things fast, so you might not even have had time to sort it. But yeah, as you're saying right there in the comments, that guy is the problem. But I know sometimes in these rallies, especially of this caliber, they want the photos so fast. Like, I've seen it in some situations where they have like receivers on top of the cameras that basically go straight to editors sat in an office or like in a paddock or something nearby. So that way then they can literally start editing them and sort them out straight away and get them out online within 10 minutes. It's the same with like some football stuff as well and some sporting events, which I feel like is probably what's happened there. But yeah, if not, please edit out the bloke, and that would be a really, really good shot. Really good shot. A little bit of mist, gravel, dust coming up behind it. Really helps separate the car nicely. I think a polarizer would have helped you here. But yeah, the bloke is the biggest annoyance there, unfortunately. Right. I believe we have hit the end of the submitted photos that I've got. So we are now on to Boaty McBoatface, which is the RC boats. And I'm going to pick this one. So I'm going to save that quickly if I can. So where are we? Downloads. Send it to me on Instagram in the next 30 seconds. And I'll do it. Because I've got Instagram open. I am going to have to be mean next time and just start like, my cutoff is going to have to be a hard cutoff, I think. We do love the patience from everyone at the minute. All right, let's get rid of that. Right. Boaty Mugboatface. Sorry, I really like that name. I think it's really funny. Okay. At Black F31, I have just accepted your message request. So you can send me that. Right. So we'll do Boaty McBoatface and we'll do the one I've just had through now of a Black F31. And then that will be it for the night. So after that, it's going to have to just be a case of, yeah, you're just going to have to catch the next live, unfortunately. Right. Boaty McBoatface. Good use of foreground there. Good action shot there, catching the boat coming in. The colours are a little bit OTT in my opinion. I think the blue on the water is very strong. I think maybe you could have gone with a bit of a, pardon me, you could have gone with a little bit of a lighter blue perhaps. And then that little buoy there is a bit annoying. But other than that, as far as like boat photography goes, or like RC boat photography goes, I quite like this. It's a good bit of action and good foreground usage, good composition. It's just that little bit there and the colours are just a little bit over the top for me, unfortunately. But good photo. I really like that. I didn't know there was such a following and scene for like RC boat photography. It's quite cool. Right, let's grab the next one. And that will be the last one for the night. I would like to sincerely thank everyone who has joined this live so far and dropped likes and, you know, everything, because it's been epic to see, to be honest. Like, everyone has been doing, like, yeah. What's going on? What have I done? Oh, I've broken it. Hang on. What have I done? Oh, it's down there. Oh, that's why. Right. Have we hit 69k likes? Right, everyone stop liking it now. Right. It's a bit of an awkward photo, but we'll, in terms of the crop anyway. Okay, right. This one. I know you've just sent through another one, but I'm going to do this one. No, it's fine. It's okay. Don't worry. So, in terms... Oh, no, my red light's going off. So, this will be the last one of the night. After this, we'll be jumping off. So, I appreciate everyone sending everything through so far. Right, this one I like. It looks very Welsh to me. But in terms of leading lines and, yeah, leading lines towards the car being in the centre of the frame is really nice. It does look a bit like Dartmoor as well. Lake District, okay, that explains a lot. But, yeah, I think a bit of masking at the bottom and top, like I've said throughout most of the live, really, would have drawn a lot more attention to the car and a bit more, it would have brought a bit of mood in. And I think I would have changed the crop on the photo just to move it over a tiny bit. Just because to me, the car is looking a bit sort of rear heavy. So it just turned it a tiny bit. And yeah, just brought some masking in and a bit more contrast just to add a bit of mood to it. But other than that, nice to see a CPL being used there, or looks like a CPL at least. And yeah, that's about it really. I think that's generally a good photo. Just needs a bit more gloom, a bit more mood to that because of the situation. But yeah, good photo, mate. Really like that. Does look similar to Elan Valley. Yeah, it does. It looks like the road across Cwmystwyth of the old mines. It looks kind of like that direction. But, right, we hit 69,000 likes out of pure childishness, which I appreciate. And yeah, 2.5 hours. I think somehow we ended up in 2.5 hour region. So we're an hour shorter than last night. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit blown away really by all the likes and everything that's come through tonight, and I really appreciate it. I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, obviously if the other live has hit its cap already, or in terms of like the soft limit I set it, I'm going to try and see if I can make some room to do more. So I think, yeah, in terms of like everyone else, you've kind of all dropped so many likes and so many gifts and so many like everything. I'm definitely going to try and make an effort to do this more. And yeah, we'll try and do a few more lives in future. But yeah, maybe like we said, we'll do the Instagram reviews, or like just send me your names and I'll jump on there, or we'll have a look at like live editing your photos and stuff. So if you send me your photos, I can have a look at it. But yeah, please bear with me as I work through this. This is like, I don't do this kind of stuff normally. So this is still very new to me in terms of how to set this up and how to get it to work and function in a way that means we're not sat on lives for 3-4 hours every night. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who's joined, and thank you very much. And I hope I've given you some useful advice as well going forward. But yeah, keep an eye out for the next one. I could help set up a stream. So DM, yeah, I will, mate. I really do appreciate that. I've just muted it, don't worry. Yeah, catch you on the next one. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. That was a good live. Appreciate all the love on everything. And I think it's good to end it on 69,000 likes. Right. See you all soon, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good Saturday night. Have a good weekend. And I will see you at the next one. And yes, we will remember the 69,000k likes. And I really appreciate the gifts that people send through as well. That's amazing. I think someone's just sent something else. But yeah. Right. Nostar. Hey, fellow Welshman. Nostar. See you soon, everyone. Catch you later.